Okay, so I have been sick for the past week, which is why you have not seen that many videos from me, and so I just haven't like had the energy to film any videos or to even like edit many videos. But we are finally going to finish off the last two reviews for the Windy City series. So this is a Play Along by Liz Tomforde. Now, I thoroughly enjoyed this book. I give it a solid 5 stars. Yeah, there are quite a few tropes that I consider my favorite, but I thoroughly do enjoy the marriage of convenience trope, and that's what this one has. It has a marriage of convenience, but also it starts as an accidental drunk marriage in Vegas. So if you like the accidental marriage in Vegas trope, then I would suggest you read this one because it is fantastic. And also it has the he falls first and harder, and I also love that. I love when the guy falls first and harder. So basically, Isaiah has crushed on Kennedy, who is the athletic trainer for the Windy City Warriors, for like at least 3 to 4 years. But she was engaged basically the entire time, until the start of this book. Or at least like 9 months ago. Basically 9 months ago from when the book started, was when Isaiah noticed that she was no longer wearing her engagement ring because I believe somebody else on the team pointed it out. So that's when he started thinking he seriously had a shot with her, because before then he thought he didn't. And so that is a little bit on Isaiah and his pining for Kennedy. Kennedy initially applies for one of the team doctor positions on the team, but the head team doctor ends up meeting her in person and realizes that she's a woman. I guess he thought that she was a guy, and he's sexist and just does not want her to be the team doctor. But he was told that he still has to offer her a position. He doesn't have to keep the same position, but he has to offer her a position. So he decided that he's no longer in need of a team doctor, but instead he's going to make her an athletic trainer, which is not at all what she went to school for. She's actually a doctor with a medical degree. Nonetheless, she feels like she just has to take the position to have that independence from her parents, and so she ends up taking the job. And then she ends up going to, this is where kind of like the story where they connect, and this is where the accidental marriage in Vegas happens. The accidental marriage in Vegas happens because she is in Vegas for her half for her stepsister's bachelorette party, because guess what? It turns out the reason why she ended her engagement was because her fiance cheated on her with her stepsister and is now engaged to her stepsister. And so she was at the bachelorette party happening at a bar in Vegas. And it happens that Isaiah and some guys from the Windy City Warriors end up turning up to the same bar. It's just like kind of a coincidence. And Isaiah can see that Kennedy is not happy and is not having fun. So he's like, hey, want to come? Want to like ditch everybody? So they ditch everybody. They end up going for drinks at one place and then another place. He ends up buying her some Converse like high top and a jean jacket because she's a little chilly and is uncomfortable in her like red bottom shoes. And then I guess they end up getting so drunk that they end up going to a wedding chapel and getting married, and then that gets splashed on the news, like on the outlets, because obviously Isaiah is famous as being a shortstop for the Windy City for the Windy City Warriors. And so he gets called in to a meeting with the owner along with Kennedy, because technically she's not supposed to like be in a casual relationship with any of the players. There's like an anti-fraternization between the staff and the players. And so Isaiah actually brings it up and says, well, we're actually not in a casual relationship, like this is pretty serious. So then the owner lets it slide. They're like, okay. So then they have to keep up the ruse of being like truly married and truly like actually in a real marriage, so that she can keep her job. And then also it turns out that she was recommended to apply to for an actual team doctor position for I believe the baseball team in California. And so she's really considering that because that would be a step up from what she is now. She would be the lead team doctor, and she would have like obviously more respect in her position and would actually be using her degree to its full use. And so that sort of puts a limit. That's supposed to be, I believe, at the end of the summer, like in August, she would like interview and potentially move, and if she got the job. And so that puts a limit on everything. between her and Isaiah. And Isaiah is going to try this entire time to convince her that he can be the one and that they can make this marriage real. Kennedy ends up being like, maybe at the same time, like I haven't really been with anybody else other than like my fiance. Maybe you can teach me to be like more confident so that when I do like move on, I can be with other people. And one of my favorite scenes in this book is I kind of like it when the guy is honest and raw with his emotions and his feelings. And there's a scene, when it's at the scene when Isaiah's brother Kai, who we met in Caught Up, the previous book, ends up announcing his retirement. There's like a party and there's some some like fans that end up like I guess have season tickets that are also invited to this respected fans. And one of them does not know that Kennedy is like married or anything and ends up like flirting with her at the open bar at the event. And she's not rude to him. She doesn't like tell him that she's married, but she doesn't like dismiss him or anything. And so Isaiah sees that and he like ends up confronting her about it later on. And like ends up saying like, oh, like, I loved you, like I've cared about you, and I've had, I've feeling for you for like 3 years, like I haven't been with anybody. And she's like, well, I didn't, like that wasn't our agreement, like there's no way you haven't been with anybody during the marriage. She's like, I haven't been with anybody for like 9 months since I knew you ended your engagement. He's like, had I known that you weren't happy in your engagement the entire time, he's like, I wouldn't have been with anybody for like 3 years, ever since I first met you. But he's like, I didn't think I had a shot. He's like, once you ended your engagement, I thought I had a shot. But he's like, you don't see me, like I never have, right? And he's kind of like, if this is what you're gonna do, you're gonna like flirt with other people on while we're married. He's like, I'm just gonna like here. He's like, then I think we should divorce. And I just like that scene so much because it's like he's finally like sharing it all and bearing it all, and I especially like it from the male main character, and we got that in this book. So I'm gonna try to find that scene again. I don't remember what page it's on, and tab it because I just thoroughly enjoyed it so much. But yeah, so I give this one a solid 5 stars, and I've just been enjoying this entire series. I will probably do a ranking video on my TikTok probably soon, so stay tuned for that. And also stay tuned for the final review of the final book in the Windy City series. But yeah, that is all for this video. If you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments down below. You can also hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss another brand new video from me. You can follow me at RomanceBLVD on Instagram and Threads, and Romance Boulevard all spelled out on TikTok. Bye!